Hi, Kat Bayan, just to know, today we're going to be talking about dealing with divorce and toddlers. So during my research, from what I can see, is that I think parents need to initially be aware of, what the toddler is going through on a normal level, all the physical and emotional and intellectual level. Toddlers from 1 to 3 is really important stuff is going on with him. He's learning that it's not just his body; he's got other people. It's learning how to have cuddles with mum and with dad. It's learning to have masculine and feminine energies, the yin and yang, day and night, whatever you want to call it. They need both the energies. They need also a male sense of views. Men and women do think differently, so they do need to have both views for their own. That's bar any of the other stuff they're going through. So toddlers at this point in time will be undergoing sort of learning how to eat, how to walk, how to talk, becoming independent with all this respect. And then when they can do all that, they can see, and then they can just follow objects. They can turn over, getting gain, of their muscle. They can own their muscles, if you like. They can sit up straight, they can have the stronger necks. All these sort of factors come into play, and they still can play up to 2.5, 3. They can play next to a child, next to a child. But playing with a child is a totally different ball game. That starts, 3, 4, 5 sort of area, and every child is different. You have to remember that. From my own personal experience, I remember my firstborn, you just explained something to him and he would listen. No way would he ever not listen. So, as the children, I had more and more children, they wouldn't listen the same. I didn't understand. I thought I was doing something wrong, but, that's just the way it was. And, for example, if I told him don't cross the street and I explained, cars will be coming, you'll get run over, from very, very early on, I would talk to my children as if they were normal people, and I would tell this to the second child, and the second child just wouldn't listen and cross over. And I was like, oh my God, because we lived just opposite a park, a little conservatory, had a lovely park with, anyway. So this was, very upsetting for me, but I just had to learn to deal with it. So that's what I mean by every child is, totally independent, and you have to try and deal with all that. And you're also dealing with your own emotions. So, sometimes you will need to sit down and cry. Sometimes you'll just need to bitch, I'm sorry to say, but, about the other partner. Sometimes you will need to have him on the phone and exchange some sort of relationship with him. When I say this, I was with my husband 30 years, so obviously there was, I just can't make a decision without tea. That's something I really had to learn. And I don't have that many friends, so that, I can't ring up and, I had no social life. So that was something I had to learn. But anyway, toddlers are, I had lots of friends who left when they were toddlers, and they found it very difficult. They really did try and respect the exchanges, at this time and at that time, but it was invariably the father was never there, or there was always some sort of hiccup, one end or the other. So you have to try and be as regimented as you can be. Don't have the sort of transfer phase during the kids' nap time. I mean, that seems so logical, but a lot of people do, and they come and pick him up, and it's Friday, 8 o'clock. Well, I'm sorry, my kids were in bed at 8 till the age of 10 almost, till we moved out of Paris. But 8 o'clock they were in bed, and if they were out of bed by 8, I would say, this is my time, so you get back into your bed, you can read, you can play, but this is my time. I will not, unless there's death, I will not be dealing with you. And tough, whatever, but that's how I was. So you really do have to take these into considerations. And the toddler also just forgets things, like if he's asked you 5 minutes ago, well, where's Dad? And you just said, well, this is my week, I'm having you this week, do you remember, we don't live together anymore, and blah blah. You will have to repeat yourself constantly, and don't take it out on the child. Don't suddenly snap back and say, look, I've just told you it's my week, or don't take it personally, don't get offended. If you need help with this, I have tools, so please don't hesitate to look in the tools section. There's a start here, quiet the pain, and mastery of the tools. Okay, so just have a look around, see what grabs you, and pick it out and use it. I think we parents need this at the best of times. If we're staying married, and if we're going through divorce at this particular phase, it must be horrendous for both parents and the child. But the child will only feel horrendous if you feel it's horrendous. at that particular point in time. If you feel that it's totally normal, the child will just think, oh, it's totally normal. It's only when he gets older he sees that, oh, it's not totally normal. And then that'll be another step to sort of come along with. But so be honest, try and just think about the child and love the child, give it as many cuddles as you possibly can. It really does need physical contact at this particular point in time. So physical contact, say I love you constantly to the child, answer his questions. If he says where's dad, where's mum, just answer them quite nicely, or sit him down, try and have a talk, try and draw with him, make him draw his emotions if he won't talk. This is a time of exchange. You've got to exchange to make sure the groundwork is really well in place. So I hope this has been of some value, and should you need any sort of help, don't hesitate, reach out. I'm here, I've got your back, okay? PM me, answer me by mail. All my, social thing is on there, so don't hesitate to just reach out. And if you know someone who's getting divorced or, thinking about it, give them this. It'll help them to prepare the child, or prepare themselves to prepare the child. And I'm here for you. Bye for now.